All right, folks, buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the most explosive, underreported stories in geopolitics, the real reason behind the Israel-Palestine conflict. Spoiler alert, it's not just about land or religion. It's about water, energy, and a global power grab that's shaping the future of the entire Middle East. I just finished listening to a mind-blowing interview between Mike Adams of BrightLearn and Peter Koenig, a former World Bank economist who's worked in the region for decades. And let me tell you, this conversation flips the script on everything you've heard in the mainstream media. Koenig dropped a bombshell. Back in the 1990s, he led a World Bank study on water resources in Israel and Palestine. The findings? 80% of the region's freshwater sits beneath Palestinian territories, mostly the West Bank. That's right, 80%. And guess what? Israel vetoed the report from being published. Why? Because if Palestine controlled its own water under the Oslo Accords, Israel would lose its stranglehold on the most critical resource in the desert. Think about it. Water means population growth, agriculture, industry. It's the foundation of any economy. Without it, you're crippled. And Israel? They've been systematically seizing aquifers, building settlements on top of them, and cutting off Palestinian access. He saw it firsthand. Gaza's one major aquifer. Israelis built a settlement right on top of it. Poof, control stolen. But water's just one piece of the puzzle. Here's where it gets even wilder. In 1999, British Gas discovered trillions of cubic feet of natural gas off Gaza's coast, a literal gold mine, and Israel wants it all. Koenig argues this is a core motive behind the siege on Gaza, to annex those offshore reserves and sell them to Europe as they cut off Russian gas. And let's not forget the Ben Gurion Canal, a planned rival to the Suez Canal, running through Israel and Palestine. Control that, and you control global shipping routes. Combine that with Gaza's gas, the West Bank's water, and Israel's vision of a greater Israel stretching into Saudi Arabia and Iraq. You've got a resource empire in the making. Now here's the kicker. While the West pretends to care about climate change, they're dismantling their own energy infrastructure. Germany blew up Nord Stream. Suicide. Europe's buying Russian gas through India and Turkey anyway. Meanwhile, the U.S. pushes LNG exports, and Israel positions itself as the new energy kingpin. Koenig calls it the financial military IT media pharma complex, a shadow network of elites orchestrating this chaos. The goal? Economic collapse, population control, and a great reset where they own the resources. And Palestine? It's the testing ground for this dystopian playbook. But beyond the geopolitics, Koenig, who lived in Gaza and the West Bank, shatters the dehumanizing myths about Palestinians. They're not terrorists. They're highly educated, resilient people trapped in an open-air prison. Yet Western media erases their voices. Less than 2% of NYT op-eds are by Palestinians. Meanwhile, Israel's apartheid system is now admitted by its own human rights groups. This isn't just regional. It's a blueprint for global domination. Control water, control energy, control trade routes, and you control the future. And while the West funds this carnage, we're the ones paying the price. Inflation, fake climate panic, and a dollar system on the brink as BRICS nations ditch the petrodollar. So, what do? Wake up, share this story, follow the money. Because as Koenig says, there's no winning in war, only in peace. Want the full interview? Head to BrightLearn. And stay curious, folks, because the truth, it's always stranger than fiction.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Peter Koenig and Mike Adams on November 29, 2023. The full interview is available at brighteon.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.